Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to coverage of the Summit EU. I'm Zyori. With me again today is LD, and we've got 5 good ones coming up. LD, what's the good word today?
Yeah, 5BO1s. Fnatic will make their debut today, so one of probably the favorites to take this event along with Rox.kis. Only the first place team from Europe will qualify, and Fnatic yet to play a game. Dog's probably the other big team who's looking very strong right now. Just qualified for ESL as one as well, so.
Yeah, and to get us kicked off, it'll be Fnatic versus Rox.kis, so actually probably our biggest match of the day is going to get things kicked off. And then what do we have coming up after that, LD? Let's pull up the schedule real quickly. We'll have NextKZ versus Rox.kis, then Fnatic versus MMY, then MMY versus NextKZ.
MYM.
MYM. Dyslexia, dude. MMY is a player, MYM is a team. Oh,
you don't
Jesus.
have dyslexia, though.
I know, maybe a little bit. PR versus Relax.
You can have a little bit of dyslexia. What?
Can we look at the standings here and see how these teams are doing? So Rox.kis, they're leading the pack, 3-1. And, well, if they actually win this game against Fnatic, they're in pretty good shape for the at least opening part of this group stage.
Yeah, if they win this, then they're well on the way to top 4. And I
Yeah.
guess with that being said, the draft is underway, so we should hop into it momentarily. The teams are picking pretty quickly because Rox.kis was a bit tardy and lost some draft time. So
Say goodbye to your bonus time. So let's go ahead and hop right into the draft and see what these teams are up to.
soon.
Soon TM.
But yeah, look, just kind of previewing the match. Rox.kis has looked, I would say, pretty solid. They haven't looked amazing. There was a little period where they were beating everyone and catching them off guard with basically the heal strats, just the Dazzle picks, the Mass Necro Book strats, but teams generally seem to have their number, and as the draft gets underway, it's an Ember Spirit and a Treant Protector on the side of Fnatic, and Rox.kis are actually going for something quite different here. They go Centaur, Shadow Demon opening, and then into Mirana, so very gank heavy, very pick-off heavy, and they have run this type of strat I think once or twice in the past week or two that I've watched them, but it's not really their standard style by any means. So
Yeah.
Curious to see if they can pull it off. I do like the adjustment though, because Fnatic going Ember and Tree is that's light up the turtles very well. So
Yeah.
hard to Necro Book against that.
I'm a little surprised to see Rox.kis actually banning out the Dazzle themselves. What support do they have in mind to pair with the Shadow Demon? Because Dazzle Shadow Demon are a scary duo.
It could be a support Mirana.
It could be. That's fair enough. Yeah, I guess it still makes for a good setup, even if she has support with the Shadow Demon.
But yeah, I mean, generally they do look to pick up the Dazzle. The thing was that coming out of this phase, if they didn't want to take it, then they're giving it away to Fnatic. And if you give away Tree and Dazzle, that is quite problematic. So
Yeah, and I guess they wanted to make sure they could secure Mirana with their third pick.
for the Arrow Disruption combo.
And the third and fourth bans from Fnatic make a lot of sense. Both Slark and the Darkseer do very well against that Treant Living Armor, so not surprised to see those two banned out. But if Rox.kis want to push a little bit, Dragon Knight is another one that gets tossed around as working quite well against Treant. There's your second support. That's a Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, I would actually like Dragon Knight a lot this game because he's also laning mid against Ember, which isn't the best matchup, or possibly even a Puck. I think it's a little bit... Well, Trixie's generally the Ember Spirit player for Fnatic, so when he plays Ember, normally he plays it as the carry in the safe lane. The last time I saw him play it, he was safe lane Ember. Arrow was off lane Centaur. They don't have Centaur this game, but my guess would actually be that the Puck is for Hani mid, and Dragon Knight versus Puck is quite a good matchup. Can't really harass a Dragon Knight out of lane as Puck because you have that P-shooter auto attack, and as soon as you get level 6, you have the instant stun, you're a ranged hero, and you can also chip away at the tower.
Yeah.
Sure, there's living armor, but one auto attack from Dragon Knight will remove it fully from the tower. So, yeah, I think Dragon Knight would be very strong, especially with the Shadow Shaman pick.
Yeah, a lot of pushing power indeed. And Fnatic will take their time with their fourth pick, but kind of rub it into Rox.kis' face. Look at all this nice bonus time we've got. We can take our time and think this one out. They'll need another support, and they'll need an off-laner. Most likely, they could always off-lane the Puck and grab another mid-hero. It's a possibility, not something that Fnatic does too often, but there are some teams out there that like to put Puck in a side lane.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. This game, Puck in the off lane can be killed if they're running like a Mirana Shadow Demon Shadow Shaman. If you time the disruption arrow perfectly, then the arrow will be going through his body as the disruption ends, and you'll already be stunned before you even get to phase shift.
Yeah.
But if you time it just a little bit off, he can phase shift it, potentially dodge it, or if you just shoot it too soon and it's already gone through, you miss up the timing. But it's one of the better combos, I would say, to kill a Puck in the off lane. So
Yeah.
We'll see what they look to do.
Yep, we certainly shall.
By the way, I do want to mention, I know people have been asking about the Dota TV ticket. It should be released with the next patch, which I'm hoping is today.
Any day now, very soon.
Fingers crossed it's today.
Be careful what you wish for, LD. Hopefully it doesn't drop in the middle of Summit EU. That could be bad news bears.
Yeah, well...
It's happened to Star Ladder before.
It would really suck if it messed up our schedule, which is... Europe is quite a mess to schedule games for right now, but it would be awesome to get the ticket out soon.
Yes.
And of course, that comes with a pretty kickin' rad axe set, as well as $250 of every purchase going to the prize pool, and obviously a Dota TV ticket as well. So,
yeah.
And a custom load screen, too. So.
Yeah. Rubik will be the 4th pick for Fnatic here, and no Ancient Apparition at all in this game, LD. Completely ignored. Interesting.
Yeah, generally if you pick Ancient Apparition, you want to pick other heroes that are really good at picking off supports, and they do have Ember Spirit and Puck on the side of Fnatic, who are decent at it. There's no Clockwork. He actually just got banned by Rox.kis. They are expecting a solo mid Puck and banning an offlaner, which I think is a wise choice.
Who's left in terms of offlaners for Fnatic? Clockwork has been banned out. Darkseer has been banned out.
There's Nature's Prophet, though. Yeah, I mean, Nature's Prophet is a bit greedy to go for when you see, when you already see how hard Rox.kis is going for basically kills with Shadow Demon, Mirana, Shadow Shaman, Centaur. Very just aggressive mid-game lineup, and Prophet, vulnerable to the wraparound ganks. Pretty easy kill for this tri-lane if they can just get a Disruption Arrow combo, so...
I guess Nyx is an option here.
For Fnatic?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nyx wouldn't be too bad. It's very hard for Mirana Shadow Demon to kill him because you disrupt him and he just spams Carapace, basically.
Yeah. And we'll see if Rox.kis opt for that Dragon Knight that we were talking about. They do need a mid laner here. TA could be another potential option. They want somebody to just go blow for blow with that Puck and give him a run for his money.
Yeah, TA wouldn't be bad. They also have the Shadow Shaman, so good for Roshing. They are on the Radiant side, though, and that combo is quite a bit weaker on Radiant. And, well, Refraction Charges would be fairly effective this game. There's not too much to remove them, just the Ember Spirit Flame Shield, really.
Yeah.
Or the Flame Guard, so... Yeah, TA's not a bad choice, but... Oh, there goes Sand King here, so... This means... how are they going to look to lane this? It's either a solo mid Shadow Shaman, or it's a solo... Yeah, I think it's pretty much a farming Shadow Shaman at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you could put the Mirana mid, but then that's a funky tri-lane. I guess you could give the Sand King the farm priority and kill people, but then you wouldn't have your Mirana Shadow Demon duo. I think it does have to be the Rasta mid. It's kind of funny when I was casting with Hippie yesterday. He was like, oh yeah, Shadow Shaman mid. Some teams still do that so often, and I shot him down. I was like, no, nobody does that anymore. It's not that good. And here, maybe we'll see it. So, Chris, shout out to you. Sorry for jumping down your throat on that
you have little faith. Sand King this game gives them a lot of team fight. It does give them some good instant lockdown for Ember, but their lockdown wasn't bad. They already had the Shadow Shaman with the Hex. You can always use more lockdown against Ember.
Yeah, they have a lot now.
And... Elder Titan. Oh boy, this is the combo we saw first Invictus game you're running, then DK were running it, and now it's made its way to the West. So the idea is basically twofold. First of all, your Ember hits incredibly hard later on in the game because you have the additional damage from Natural Order, and so he doesn't use many items to carry. And the other thing is that Ember sets up really well for the Stomp as well as the Earth Splitter. You just Sleight of Fist into Searing Chains, and then you Spirit Stomp over the top of it, drop the Titan Ultimate, and basically if you hit a Searing Chains, people gonna die. So.
And you've got Overgrowth on top of that, plus the Dream Coil. So even though Rox.kis have a lot of team fight themselves, not necessarily something that Fnatic are lacking in.
Fnatic's lineup kind of looks like a turtle lineup. Like, it's the type of draft that can lose the lanes and just sit in base and spam out the waves for a solid, 30 minutes while the Ember gets 6-slotted. We could be in for a snoozer, but... You know, Rox can also just look to take the fight to them and end the game very early before that happens. But, well, I'm a little worried about their ability to break base. They have Shadow Shaman wards, but that's it. So, if they're not breaking base, can they take it late game? And they've got to be very far ahead. They don't have too much DPS. They have decent magic damage. Their gank's really strong, I would say. And overall, they're just kind of a well-rounded draft, but not particularly good at pushing and not particularly good at going late game. They've got lots of lockdown, but not much just natural damage output. So.
And they're also not that great at dealing with living armor in general. I guess Rasta wards are pretty solid.
Yeah, Rasta wards are good at it, but they can't. I mean, you can't have Rasta wards for every tower push unless you're waiting a long time to take towers. And Ultimately, if you don't kill the tower in that push, if you misuse the wards, then they just heal it up and they're wasted anyway. So.
And now that's one of the problems with Shadow Shaman mid. He will be played by solo, so it looks like he will indeed be the solo mid hero. He doesn't scale very well. He can be very potent in the mid lane. He does have a lot of kill potential at level 6, but you have to use those wards pretty much the second you hit level 6, and you really need to knock down a tower or secure a kill. Anytime you put those wards down and the enemy gets away, or you don't knock down a tower, or you just happen to misclick, it's kind of a big deal because you're basically on the clock with the Shadow Shaman before he starts to just be too susceptible to ganks and be a little less effective overall.
Yeah, solo mid Shadow Shaman, he offers some mid to late game. Like if you get farm, you can build an Aghanim Scepter, maybe Refresher. Obviously, you got to blink in the mid game for the initiation, but yeah, he's not an Ember Spirit. He is not even a Puck. Like his late game damage output isn't that good. His mobility is pretty mediocre, even with a Blink Dagger. So
yeah, he scales well compared to other supports, but not necessarily compared to other mid heroes.
Yeah,
I think.
You run a mid, you want to get stuff done around like you said, like the 5 to 15 minute mark.
Yeah, that's your window when you are so tilted, and you can at level 6 tilted in a good way. Yeah. Doesn't tilted go both ways? Like
tilted normally just means like raging.
Bad?
I thought.
Okay, maybe I've been misusing tilted.
Maybe this is some weird. Like, see, I'm from like South Jersey near Philadelphia, but you're from like boondocks, like South Jersey. So
from the fields. Yeah,
maybe
it's not even the sticks; it's just the fields.
Yeah, I'm a semi-city boy. So.
So all right, let's introduce these rosters here. We've got Rox.kis on the Radiant side. It'll be BZZ playing on the Centaur in the solo safe lane. In the mid, it will be Solo on the Shadow Shaman in the mid lane, and up top it will be an aggro try. Yol on the Sand King, Go Black on the Shadow Demon, and Sadoy will be on the Mirana. All three of them slated for the top lane.
Well, as for Fnatic on the Dire side, we have Mr. No-Tail, who's taken a page out of Eternal Envy's book with his name here. He will be playing the Treant Protector. Hani on the safe lane Puck. So they are going to run Trixie mid as the Ember Spirit, which is an adjustment from the way they've used it in the past. Fly on the support Rubik, and offlane will be Era on the Elder Titan. So neither team placing too many wards. Just a single ward, defensive observer for the Dire jungle, and one ward at the top rune. I think someone got dewarded when we were chatting about Jersey, but yeah.
I don't see...
Oh, no, sorry, there's a Hell ward here as well.
Yeah, I don't see any sentries down either, unless there was a pretty intense sentry battle that went down.
So they're dual laning mid against the Shadow Shaman. This is a very dangerous lane for Solo, and already he's in trouble.
He gets telekinesis, Searing Chains. There's your Leech Seed, and this should be the first blood coming out. It'll be No-Tail that picks it up. And an easy 3-on-1. That's part of the problem with Shadow Shaman mid. He is just so easy to gank in the early levels.
Yeah, the hero is total food if he gets ganked. His move speed is atrocious, 285 base move speed, 1 base armor. HP is and they're going in again.
Searing Chains, telekinesis back. This time they won't have the Leech Seed. Trees rotated down towards bottom, but they completely take him down. That was just one rotation from these two heroes, and they'll just go back to farming.
Yeah, that's kind of problematic. And now they're being forced to dual lane the Shadow Shaman mid, and the issue with this is that the whole reason to run him mid is to get his wards early. But if you have to dual lane him, then it's like, why bother? At that point, you might as well almost have him as a support. So I'm a bit concerned about that. Looking at their other lanes, Sand King into Puck, or Sand King Mirana versus Puck. This is also a hard lane to get a kill. Oh, we might see a gank bottom lane from the tree. But yeah, I don't see them getting a kill on this Puck unless they get a Burrow Strike off, and realistically, how are they going to do that? If the Puck plays it smart, he can always stay out of range.
Yeah.
Especially, there's no boots on Yol either, so it's very hard to get off the initial Burrow Strike.
Yeah, I feel like anytime there's a Mirana Shadow Demon combo and you split them up, it's definitely something good in your going your way. Down bottom, we'll see BZZ in trouble as No-Tail. He just moves out of the jungle. He's got those early boots from the first blood, and he's just branching people down. That'll be the second kill on the board, and this time it'll be Centaur that takes a spill.
Well, if you can't win the 2v2, make it a 3v2. Sand King's rotated mid. They saw him leaving the lane with this Observer Ward. They don't have a Rune Ward, but nonetheless, they know the Sand King's missing. They're playing it safe mid, and this is an awful start for Rox.kis. Not the best late game lineup. They gave up a kill in their safe lane. They gave up a kill on the solo mid Shadow Shaman. And their offlane Mirana is only 3 CS ahead of Puck and had some support. That's just like, what does Sand King support actually do here?
Yeah. I feel like Sand King would almost be better off in the jungle right now, just stacking and getting a really fast Blink Dagger. So
yeah, that would be much better. Treant can't do too much to stop him. He can maybe run in and block the stacks if he anticipates it, but
yeah,
it's not like he's going to kill a Sand King by himself.
Go Black will stack for
agree.
him here. There's a nice triple stack on the hard camp in the Radiant jungle here, so there is something that the Sand King can retreat to.
Yeah, that's quite nice. They need to secure Blink Dagger mid lane once again.
Oh no, telekinesis into Searing Chains. This time Go Black will be inbound, and he'll have a disruption, but Tree right nearby as well. There's a Leech Seed, and that's a dead Shadow Shaman. Meanwhile, on the top, they did secure a kill on the puck. The Sand King Mirana combo was enough to take him down, but didn't catch it there.
Yeah, he just got, looks like, caught by a Burrow Strike and an arrow. I was also watching mid, but yeah. This is a disaster for Rox.kis. Solo does not even have a TP scroll. He's actually got to walk back mid while there's creeps under
and
tower.
No boots.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This is...
Shadow Shaman's not known for his speed in the early
They were not
levels.
expected to lane mid. They thought it was going to be like how I was describing the lanes, I'm pretty sure, which is just Puck mid. Shadow Shaman does fine against Puck 1v1. Yeah. And run the Ember safe lane, probably just an off-lane Elder Titan, and then Tree maybe roaming, Rubik just doing some pulling. But what they got was a very clever laning setup from Fnatic, and they've just been caught completely off guard by it. That's the issue with running, like, the way they draft is, what are you going to do with the Shadow Shaman? Run him as a support? Then, like, who gets the far mid?
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know, you can run a Shadow Shaman, Disruptor, bottom lane.
Will they find this kill on BZZ? Era has living armor on, considering diving it, but Centaur has his hoof stomp up, and
well, Trixie's coming in as well. They're not done yet.
Ooh, haste rune on the Ember. He's only level 4, but good footwork from BZZ. He moves to the other side of the tower. Sleight of Fist actually off the mark, and the Searing Chains. It's a disaster for Trixie. He'll get stunned and turn around on BZZ. No hit points left, but can he make it out? Yeah,
oh my goodness. I can't believe he missed that. Like, it looked like the hero was within the AoE on the Sleight of Fist, to be totally honest, but
he was right on the edge.
It was close.
That is just... That's more than unfortunate. That's just a disaster.
People, some people mid lane, they'll go in and get another kill in solo. It looks like if they get off the Searing Chains, he is dead.
Trixie turned into a chicken, but that will only slow him down. Searing Chains on the creeps! Trixie! Oh, no, just needed to be a little more patient with that one. And Shadow Shaman walks away.
It's random which targets it hits, but you can just wait and make sure that...
And down bottom, Stampede used. They want Era. Burrow Strike on the money. They'll have plenty of follow-up damage. There's your double edge into Soul Catcher. And Era will take a spill.
This should not be happening.
Yeah, like that ties it up, 3-3.
Yeah, they should have just had a kill mid on the Shadow Shaman. They should have had a kill on the Centaur bottom. That death bottom, I wouldn't really blame the offlane Elder Titan for that. I mean, there were 3 heroes there, but he was playing a little too aggressively. Fnatic just have to break even in the laning stage, though. Like, sure, they've given up a few kills, but they got the first blood. Golden Experience are going Rox.kis's way, actually by a decent margin, but... Wow. I'm still very worried for Rox.kis with how poorly the Shadow Shaman's game has begun.
Yeah, that's the big bottleneck here. He's still only halfway through level 4. Trixie is pretty underleveled as well after taking that spill, but I mean, even Rubik is level 5. This Shadow Shaman has just not been able to find the experience that he was hoping for. There's a Sleight of Fist Bola combo that connects. Telekinesis, but this time Moonlight Shadow from the Mirana. She's high enough level.
They actually have a sentry here. But
and, oh yeah, there's a sentry down.
Yeah, not enough damage to get the kill. Trixie's only level 4. I mean, the going bottom and dying like that does hurt his level progression quite a bit. Sedoya City mid, though. He's got an arrow ready.
Yeah, we talk about Ember Spirit's lack of downtime, but before level 6, that's non-existent. He has to carry TPs and run around just like everyone else.
They already had won bottom. Like, they could have... I think they could have just sat mid, kept on farming him. Maybe even the Rubik can go into the jungle and just start stacking for Trixie later on. Go top and start pulling. Tree can be the one just farming the jungle. Like, the Ember would have been fine on his own. Meanwhile, bottom lane, big dive from Era. Here comes the rotation. I don't know if they can get this kill. Oh, there's your Centaur.
And there's your Burrow Strike. Now, will they have the damage is the question. Hoof Stomp and the double edge. Won't be enough for the kill. Oh, the Epicenter completely off the mark. Ooh. Would have been enough for the kill, but Yol just too far back.
Yeah, he kind of hesitated on actually using Epicenter there for a split second, and that gave Elder Titan, already has decent move speed, the time to get away.
Thinking about diving on BZZ here as Tree rotates in, but they won't go for it. Brown boots all around. Centaur, he does have Tranquil, so he's a little bit more speedy, and they don't go for it.
So, taking a look at Fnatic's farm overall, Ember not farming well despite the early kills. In terms of the stack situation, they have 1 stack here at the big camp near the mid lane. Actually, another stack here at the medium camp. So they're doing an okay job of stacking for him, but I would like to see them continue it. And in terms of Rox.kis's key heroes, Level 7 on Centaur. Mirana's gotten decent farm. The key items for Rox.kis are the Blink Daggers, and what's really good for them is Yol actually almost has one on Sand King. He's hit level 6. He cleared out that stack that you pointed out earlier, and, well, if he just clears out this one, he's going to have Blink, so after Fnatic give away a few unnecessary kills, then Rox.kis could turn this around in a big way in the mid game. Fnatic's got to be careful. Fly is rotating top. Coil's been used.
And Sadoy now gets telekinesis, has already leaped. There's your illusory orb. Fade Bolt. They should have plenty of follow-up damage here as Puck jaunts forward. Sadoy actually throws an arrow onto Fly. He'll make it a 1-for-1 as the tower finishes him off. Living Armor actually comes out onto Hani, it looked like.
Dem plays.
Wow.
Nicely done.
Rox.kis. Again, another situation where it probably should have been a 0-for-1 exchange, but instead turns out a 1-for-1, and Rox.kis finds something out of it. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Era dives onto Go Black, gets disrupted, and just scoots out of tower range. Still 4-4 as we approach that 9-minute mark.
Yeah, this game could spiral out of control for Fnatic because of the Blink Daggers. Like, the game looks fine for them now, if they just don't die, but once the enemy team gets a Blink on Sand King, maybe 2 or 3 minutes later a Blink on Centaur, feeds can happen, and often will happen. Mid lane, Trixie is a double damage room, but Solo could maybe turn around on him with some backup. Yeah, Yol doesn't want to come yet. He just wants to get his Blink.
Yeah, Solo has wards now, but unfortunately Trixie, or Ember Spirit in general, is just good against the wards. You can't really trap him, and if he gets stuck, just scoots back to safety.
And bottom, Era's been purged. In comes the Mirana as well, looking for this pick-off on the Elder Titan, and Era will overextend again. Fnatic just playing so aggressively this game. They could just, like, their lineup is pretty well equipped to play, very defensive Dota. They can rely on they have living armor, but that does not mean your team's immortal. This is only a level 2 living armor tree, only level 4, and they've been forcing the issue a bit too much. Like, he died because he was diving in the tower. If he's just sitting back, you can just use the Spirit to scout behind the tower, farm the wave safely, and just go in for last hits, but he wants to just put a lot of pressure on the lane, and I think underestimating Rox.kis' reactions.
Yeah. And Shadow Shaman has more than recovered. Even though he got picked off a few times, he's actually the last hit leader right now. 40-9 versus the 33-4 Ember Spirit. So he's still doing pretty well. Meanwhile, up top, Dream Coil burned on the Centaur. He is level 8, does have Stampede available. No Tail, now level 5. Did burn the Leech Seed. Moonlight Shadow comes out, but they put down a sentry. And
Sand King's coming with Blink Dagger, though. He is invis. Oh, there's already a sentry under the tower.
Yeah, and he just won't make it in time. So Fnatic do get a 1-for-0 exchange in the top lane, finish off that Centaur, and at good time, they slow down that Blink
He's actually smoked and Moonlight Shadowed, so they have not seen his Blink yet. He might be able to set up Achilles Epicenter right now, looking for...
Oh, no Tail. It'll be more than enough damage. Nothing the tree could do there. Very cheeky play from Yol, but well done.
I was going to say Desu Nisama, but I refused to say that, so I just stopped talking.
Yeah.
No Tail. Not today.
I don't know what's going on with that No Tail.
There's also Blink Dagger on Hani. Has his Phase Boots, is level 9, so basically, kill's going to happen soon.
Yeah. What do you think about the Phase Boots Puck? I feel like I've been seeing that more and more recently, whereas...
It's really good to snowball a lane that you're winning, and it's good for just finding pickoffs like solo kills, because it gives you that bit of additional damage. It does stress your mana pool a bit more, but... And he doesn't have bottle either, so...
Yeah.
He has to go base a bit more often is the main thing. But I think it can be good, especially if you have a really strong start.
Yeah, Fnatic were slow getting their initial bottles, but now they have 2, actually. One on the Ember and one on the Elder Titan.
But yeah, I think it's pretty legit overall.
Okay.
Phase, not to say treads are bad either. Treads just allow you to spam your ore more. It's probably a bit better for the mid lane and just bottle crowing constantly, but yeah, both have their benefits.
Yeah.
So if I'm Fnatic right now, sure, they've been giving up some unnecessary kills. They just need to play defensively. And that's what they're trying to do. Good lane wards in mid. They could even consider giving the mid lane to someone who's less of a loss if he dies. Like maybe leave the Rubik here for a little bit. Fly is level 6, and you can rotate the Ember to the top lane. The tree can start farming the jungle. But the main goal for Fnatic has to be secure the Ember Spirit's farm. He is the only hero that desperately needs farm on their team.
Oh, Trixie looking for that haster, and he will find it. Sadoy connects to the point-blank arrow. Phase Boots on, does have a leap available. Plenty of support inbound, and Trixie could be overcommitting here. Stampede, Yol on the money, and there's a Burrow Strike stolen from Fly. He'll save his buddy. He'll bail him out. Then in comes the puck. That's a kill on Centaur Mirana. Sand King just about to fall. Defensive disruption buys him some time. A nice Burrow Strike as he pops out. Connects on 2. The damage just isn't there, though, except it is on the puck. Now Go Black. He gets stunned up once again.
He gets slighted down.
The sleight of fist. But a 1-for-4 going the way of Fnatic. Shadow Shaman, the only one to survive because, well, he didn't really...
Stolen Burrow Strike. That is not a spell you can afford to give away. Great reactions by Fly. And, well, it all goes back to the Sand King just missing his stun on the Ember Spirit. Just Burrow Strike where he was, and Unfortunately, that wasn't where he ended up when the Burrow Strike actually came out.
Yeah.
So
Now, Rasta wasn't in the fight. He did drop wards in the mid lane, and this tower now very low, but didn't get to finish it off. And instead of denying it, Fnatic will just spam that living armor, and well, that tower will just head on up to full health unless Rox.kis can find a way to pressure it.
And it's max rank living armor now, so this tower will heal up quite quickly. Like I said, if you don't kill the tower with living armor or with the wards, then living armor is going to completely shut that down.
Yeah, and you see Sidoi poking forward like, all right, I got to finish this tower. Oh, gosh, darn it. It's already way too strong for me to just knock down with a few arrows.
Yeah, Yol is sitting mid, looking for an initiation here. No vision on him from Fnatic yet. They have this late Observer Ward, but Trixie's got to be careful here. In comes some more support. Fnatic want to contest this, and Puck is ready as well. Radiant team has not yet seen Hani, I don't think.
And he has his ult coming up right now. Perfect timing. Yol, was he channeling an ultimate there? No, he
blinks
wasn't.
into arrow. What a disaster for Hani. Gets stunned down immediately. Then on the backside, Fnatic trying to clean up. In comes the Centaur as well. Stomps down the tree. 3 heroes dead. Buyback from the Ember. Trying to turn this right around. Fly. Dropping low. It's 4 heroes dead. What a catastrophe. Solo drops the wards. He will fall. Maybe the Centaur goes down too. One more slight would bring him down. They're going to back off in the end. Wow, 4 heroes dead with a buyback as well in the Ember Spirit. That is a very costly exchange for Fnatic, and just awful luck from, and maybe slight mistiming there from Hani, but just blinked in, happened to blink right in front of the arrow, and he was going to have a 3-hero coil silence and completely turn that fight, but instead gets arrowed in the face and pays the price.
Yeah, Puck is a big damage dealer for Fnatic right now, and all of that damage he could have put out with just one rotation of an Orb, Waning Rift, and Dream Coil before going down would have changed the scope of that fight quite a bit. There were a lot of low health heroes from Rox.kis that walked away. So, like you said, maybe a missed skill, maybe a small stroke of luck.
It's just one of those things like you're looking like, all right, I want to hit a good coil. Bottom lane, they've gone in on solo. Now Puck blinks
There's
in.
Your coil.
Yeah. Well, it does get a kill now. You'd rather have had it mid, but
for sure.
Yeah, it was basically he's just like, all right, I want to hit a 3-hero coil silence, and he was focused on that and just did not see the arrow coming because they had an observer ward, but it was the dire observer ward was right over here, and the Mirana was like just coming in from this area, and they did not have quite a vision of it until it was too late. So,
yep,
pretty much just a little bad luck for Hani.
Yeah, nighttime helping out as well. When it's darker, it's a little bit more difficult to scout out those arrows. It actually does make a difference, even though we're used to looking at the lack of fog of war. It does actually make a difference at night.
Oh,
Down bottom, Sidoi and Era going blow for blow, but Hani blinks forward, orbs out. They don't have eyes on most of the Rox.kis heroes.
And
so
Yol's waiting. This Sand King can really mess them up if they're not careful.
He has an epicenter available as well.
He could, what we've seen from like Net and Extinct a lot when they're playing Sand King is they'll just start going into the trees and hiding for setups mid lane.
Yeah, we'll see setup onto Ember Spirit, but as soon as the disruption's done, he just scoots back to a Fire Remnant, Hoof Stomp, unable to connect.
Ember is a very hard hero to land that combo with.
Oh, wow, that long-range arrow very close to hitting Trixie.
They're under assault, man. They are not getting any breathing room here.
Yeah.
They have been stacking Ancients, though, for Fnatic, though. Ancients have been stacked. Jungle has been stacked quite a bit. There's a double stack, a triple stack in the regular jungle, and then a triple stack of the Ancients. So this is a lot of gold available to Fnatic if they can get it onto Trixie. And remember, he does have the Elder Titan R backing him up. Max natural order, so don't underestimate Fnatic's ability to turn this game. Golden experience are even, but one bad fight, and it can just plummet in their favor.
Yeah, I think the ultimate problem for Rox.kis is still that they haven't been able to knock down a single tower. Mid-tier 1 is back up to full HP, and they just can't make use of these Rasta wards.
Living armor OP.
Yeah, seriously.
It is really annoying to play against, though. That's why when we see teams pick Treant Protector, normally you just go heavy, just ways to deal with living armor. We've seen teams go like Darkseer, Ember Spirit, and Dragon Knight. Slark, you mentioned earlier, is a great semi-counter, at least for living armor on heroes, and mass necro books that just give you lots of auto text to chew through the charges. But if you don't game plan for the living armor, then you'd better just game plan on taking it ultra late game. But I don't really feel that's the strength of Rox.kis' draft. They are
definitely
itemizing for mid game. They have a lot of disable, but not much proper damage if the game goes on.
Yeah, Mirana is the net worth leader still, but she's kind of the only one tangoing at the top.
Well, that just changed. Trixie cleaned up one stack. He still hasn't done the Ancients yet, and already he's on top.
Yeah, and Mirana can only carry so hard. She's going more of a mid-game oriented build, phase boots into the drums with Ring of Aquila already. Not a bad build, pretty standard, but still not particularly hard-hitting.
Yeah, hasn't gone for the early Midas, hasn't gone for the early Maelstrom or Yasha. Just a very standard ganker utility like one position Mirana, not one position other heroes, where you actually look to start fights top lane, you'll smoked up, and he goes.
Yep. Burrow strike forward, Centaur. He's a little bit far behind still.
He's a little bit drunk. He
off,
flicked
yeah.
way short there. Yeah. He's easy.
Yeah. Rather unfortunate.
Yeah, he also had, he had his ultimate ready. He could have just popped his ult, ran in, blinked and stomped and gotten that kill, but... I mean, I guess there's living armor. Maybe they felt with the living armor it would be a difficult kill, but it was possible. Fnatic are going to smoke up top. They want to go back in now, and they might find Yol.
Yeah, the smoke will be revealed. Now, there's the silence, and no escaping this one. Illusory Orb forward, Leech Seed, and he'll take a spill.
And now mid lane Fly has stolen a Mirana. Oh, I think it was going for the arrow. Gets the Star Storm. It's still a good damage spell. They are Moonlight Shadowed up. It will end, and they're still trying to push down the damn tier 1 mid, which, oh, by the way, was almost dead earlier, now at full HP.
Yep.
But they're going for the backstab. They have Centaur ult. This could be good. Fly's in a nice position here. Now he's going to get caught, though.
Arrow flies forward. Fly, he will probably be the first to fall. Plenty of damage as the Star Storms comes. Hani, he TP's in, but gets sheeped right away. Shadow Shaman gets picked off. Now Sadoy will fall. No, defensive disruption buys him some time. Hani hops forward. It costs him his life, but a two-man coil comes out, trying to set up for the rest of his team, and he'll be successful. There's your overgrowth from No Tail, your Earth Splitter, and Fnatic clean it up. A 2 for 4. They'll take out these wards, and this tower will be just fine.
Yeah, they did not have Sand Cane for that fight and just joined it, but it's too late. It's just like they know how strong Fnatic's lineup is late game. They see the Embers getting farmed. They know they've yet to take a tower, and they ran a Shadow Shaman mid. You run Shadow Shaman mid to take towers. Like getting the Blink Dagger and ganking later on, building Ags, that's all fine and dandy, but it's not why you pick the hero to go mid. So, yeah. Rox.kis, they know they're on a timer here, and they force it a bit, and Fnatic were just ready for that one. There really wasn't too much they could have done differently to execute. It's just not go for that, basically. They should be looking to find pickoffs outside of the towers, because Fnatic are strongest when you clump up. That's where they hit multiple hero dream coils. That's where everyone's affected by natural order, and that's where Ember can just go to town. Trixie had a really nice engage as well. He hit 2 or maybe 3 fire spirits on multiple heroes, did a lot of damage, and from there it was just clean up in aisle 3.
Yeah. And No Tail, he'll be in some trouble. He'll walk towards that top rune, and there'll be a Burrow Strike, Centaur follow-up, and plenty of damage to take down the tree. He'll get cut down as BZZ gets credit for the kill. Rox.kis are finding little picks around the map, but I just don't know how they're going to translate this into a victory. How will they knock down these towers? They can't even get the tier 1s. But up top, Sadoy and Fly going at it.
Nice stolen arrow. Lifts him up. Does manage to connect with the arrow, but can't really threaten to kill. Yeah, it's also who they're killing. They kill Tree. Tree is not the most important target right now. You need to be killing really just the Ember. I mean, everyone else already has their basic items, which is just the Blink Dagger for the puck. He does coil top, or no, does silence top lane. Coil already been used, and they'll get Sadoy. Nice arrow from Fly to clean that up. Now Hani, oh boy, he's on the run. Burrow Strike. Oh, he phase shift dodges it. Can he blink out the Blink Dagger? Not enough.
Yeah, that Sandstorm just keeping him where he is. Now Fly, he does have living armor on.
Tree does TP in as well. Can he get off the defensive save here with Overgrowth?
And nope, he'll get hexed. Shadow Shaman wards come down. Rubik's already fallen, and No Tail, well, now he gets it off. Ember Spirit joining the party, doing a lot of damage. Oh, a big Earth Splitter coming from the Elder Titan. Now it's cleanup time. The disruption comes out onto Trixie, but there's your Sleight of Fist. Go Black, the only one left alive. Searing Chains connect. And Go Black will get punched in the face.
It's a team wipe. Triple kill for Arrow. What a train wreck for Rox.kis. And they wasted wards, not on a tower again. This is not working out. Mirana will respawn. Mobs Moonlight Shadow wants to come find a pick off top, but I mean, even if she kills Arrow, which isn't happening most likely because he's got a hood, who cares? The Ember Spirit almost has a battle. Got Battle Fury, and he's got gold in the bag. 22 minutes in. Remember, he had like 20 CS at around 9-10 minutes. His farm was atrocious. But he's been fed kills, and now with the jungle stacks, he's caught up nicely as well.
Yep. Battle Fury online, and he is getting scary. Meanwhile, up top, Sadoy needs to be a little bit careful. There are a lot of enemies inbound, but you will have support coming as well. There's your blink forward from Yol, but Hani hops forward. He'll take a lot of damage. Centaur is ready to counter-initiate. Will Hani fall? No. Able to phase shift. Has already burned the coil. BZZ taking hefty damage, but Arrow will be the first to go down. And Rox.kis, they just have the numbers advantage here. Puck phase shifts. This time he blinks down to safety and will orb back up to the high ground. Meanwhile, in the mid, they did dive onto the Shadow Shaman, and Fly was credited with that kill.
And No Tail just going to continue stacking the Ancients here, just chilling, waiting for the spawn timer. And they also have another double stack in their jungle of the big camp. They still haven't farmed this stack at the medium camp, but end of the day, like, he's getting so many kills, who cares? So, Trixie's very fat. And if you go into the mid game or the late game, Rox.kis have good lockdown, but do they have the damage to kill Ember? For now, I would say that he's still killable. They even get a Veil now on the Sand King, who is quite farm, but eventually you're going to get to a point in the game where Ember can just build like a Lincoln Sphere or a BKB, at which point, how are you going to kill him?
Yeah.
That'll deal with the Burrow Strike, it deals with the Blink Hex, and
the other thing is the pipe that's now going to be out on the Elder Titan. He has
and even Living Armor to some extent.
Yeah, pipe really handy against that Veil, though. It does help to counteract some of that extra damage. And I feel like Sand King is really their big damage dealer, and if they can absorb all that magic damage, I don't know. I worry for
Ember has
Rox.kis.
Flame Guard as well.
Yeah,
it is max rank Flame Guard. He's already level 16 at 23 minutes in. That is extremely over-leveled. Remember, they dual lane mid, but here comes the dive top.
And they'll find Fly, blink forward, an easy kill for the Centaur.
Poor Fly.
So much burst damage. Centaur is such a frustrating hero to play against, especially when you're on support.
Yeah, he was going for the D ward, and he'll pay for it.
Arrow flies, and phase shift by Hani. That'll keep him alive. Rasta wards come down. They want this tower. The glyph has already been burned. They've been spamming living armor, and this fight will break out way far back near the tier 2. Yol will actually get caught out with an overgrowth. Will they have the damage to finish him off? It's defensive Centaur ult, but it's not enough. Sand King falls. They do have a ward down. The tower gets finished off, and now they'll press forward. Moonlight Shadow will expire soon.
Trixie's trying to dive in here. Will he find a pick off? No, nice defensive disruption, keeping one alive, but Shadow Shaman, or Shadow Demon, is going to go down, and Trixie gets another double kill. Didn't even take any damage there. And then they'll just TP the Rubik bottom immediately. Rox.kis keep on trying to force the issue, but diving towers is where Fnatic are strongest. They dove an Elder Titan. That is not a good decision. He has 1400 HP and a pipe online. That is an almost impossible to kill target. And even if you kill him, like, he's already been around for a while, hit you a bunch of times, used the Astral Spirit, and just been giving natural order to Trixie. Trixie or Hani are the two heroes they need to kill, but it's difficult to do that, given how just hard, elusive those heroes are in general. Puck and Ember, not easy to bring down.
Yeah, now Arrow in the mid, off the mark, but both teams will actually secure their first tower kills following that fight. The top tier 1s, and that's it. I mean, even Fnatic, even though they're doing well, they haven't pushed at all. Rox.kis still have a lot of their towers remaining. So the gold graph is now going in Fnatic's favor, about 1,500, but the experience is what's scary. 10,000 in the favor of Fnatic, as it's 25-19 here.
An even game is a winning game for Fnatic,
yes.
And they have lost one tower against the solo mid Shadow Shaman. The game plan hasn't worked.
Shadow Shaman has picked up an Ag Scepter, though, LD, so not going for the Blink initiation, but a little bit better push.
He doesn't need to initiate because they already have the Sankey with the Blink and the Centaur with the Blink, but the bigger issue is, like, they haven't gotten wards with the regular ultimate. Is the Aghanim Scepter upgrade really going to make that big of a difference?
Well, extra auto attacks cuts through the living armor faster. I don't know. I don't really think so, but it's something. At least he was able to farm up a core item that will assist in pushing, but it appears in the mid lane we could see an engagement breakout. Creeps getting cleared up, and
Yol does have Epicenter with the Veil. 3 here, 2 heroes stop to start this off. Epicenter being channeled, burrows on through, will connect, blowing them up quickly. Arrow dropping low, but so too is BZZ. Trixie joins the fight now, chopping away, looking for kills. They'll find Solo. Now the Sand King on the run. Burrow Strike's been stolen. No, it was the Sandstorm. Actually, the Ember barely makes out. No, he doesn't in the end. Brought down. That's a big killing streak 10. 3 heroes dead. Sand King will fall in the jungle, and, well, they're cleaning up. 4 heroes dead. They do get the Ember kill, but
yeah, it looks a little more one-sided than it was.
There was a double buyback.
2 buybacks. Yeah, Rubik and the Elder Titan.
It was a 4 for 3, and the Ember did die. So I would say, actually, that is about the best fight Rox.kis have gotten all game.
Yeah. It was Shadow Demon that got the gold. But
technically, I'd say like an even fight, evenish fight. Because they also lost to Maran again, who's, in theory, their carry.
Yeah, and Shadow Demon did get the kill onto the Ember Spirit, so that means he'll be able to grab his 4th staff here. And looking at that fight, wow, the net worth change for Rox.kis, way ahead of Fnatic. And again, that's because of those buybacks there. They are pretty pricey.
Other thing is that Ember has not farmed up the stack, and I think No Tail has slightly missed time. No, he got it. So that's a 5 stack now of Ancients, I believe.
Yeah, time to clear this baby out.
Ember is going to be gargantuan after this. He still has 1900 gold, already has Crystallis online, so basically he needs like 1700 gold for Daedalus, and that Ancient stack should give him 2/3 of it at least. In fact, it'll probably give him, I think we had, the other day K-Pop Toasters did the math, and it's about average of 1300 gold for a 5 stack of Ancients, so
wow.
That leaves him 400 gold away from a Daedalus, and they still haven't taken the tier 1 mid or the tier 1 bottom. Like, now they're pushing into a Daedalus Battle Fury Ember. They can't just directly engage Fnatic. The reason they won that fight mid is because Fnatic clumped up. But if Fnatic are turtling behind the tower, that's a recipe for Rox.kis to die. They got to find pickoffs, and let's see if they can do it.
Yeah, and now they will move towards this big 5-stack here. Ember Spirit is respawned, and he's heading down. They'll try and stack it once again.
Yeah, that's the max you can get out of it.
I thought so, yeah. I was checking before I said anything. I was like, maybe there's 6, or maybe this is actually a 4-stack. But
so easy to farm Ancients when they're stacked this much with a Battle Fury. And
yeah,
this is why Battle Fury is just the most ridiculous item on this hero. It might change in the next patch since Maelstrom now has no cooldown on proccing. So in theory, you can Sleight of Fist once and get like 5 Maelstroms. But bottom lane, in comes Trixie.
Yep, Fire Remnant forward. There's your coil. Only connects onto the Centaur, but it's enough to hold him in place after he pops the Stampede there. Shadow Shaman first to fall. Yol tries to hop in with a Burrow Strike, but doesn't do a hell of a lot. Arrow flies off the mark, and Moonlight Shadow is online, but they've got a gem on the puck. And now they'll dive this Tier 1 tower. It's already a 2-0, soon to be 3. Mirana joining the party as well. Trixie spamming that Sleight of Fist. Can they secure these kills? The leap back.
He's just so hard to bring down with the living armor. Look how aggressively Trixie's playing. He has 1700 health. He's level 20 at 29 minutes. Gets the triple kill. Tanks the epicenter with the veil on top of him and the soul catcher. He's still alive. Living armor again. Keeps on cleaning up. 4 heroes dead. Ultra kill. Rampage for Trixie.
Oh,
GG
no.
any minute, I feel.
Yeah.
My God.
Mid-tier 1 also fell to Era. This is just...
what a beefcake.
I mean, look at the net worth now. All of a sudden, Ember Spirit is doubling everyone in this game.
The graphs are so meaningless this game. Like, it could be even, but he's 15, 3, and 12 on Ember, and they have Elder Titan backing him up. They have Living Armor backing him up. This is just... This is... And this Ember Spirit's not only on roids, but he's on whatever the latest and greatest.
Let me put it this way.
Performance-enhancing drugs
He's about to complete his data list, and then he'll have another 2,500 gold left over after that to play around with.
Oh, jeez.
That is just insanity. Just a moment ago, we're like, oh,
let's
he's got
see a
Battle
Rapier.
Fury. That's pretty good.
Let's
but
see a Rapier, Trixie. Do it.
could
Do it
happen.
for your fans. Everyone's always flaming Trixie for feeding, but this is his time to shine, baby.
Yeah, this is the anti-feed this game. 15, 3, and 12. Absolute.
I do go back to the way that Fnatic laned it, and I have to say, very smart from them, and a little...
Yo, he ports right into it. Trixie just cuts him down. That's a pretty easy kill. Now he'll hop forward onto Sadoy. Does wake him up from his nap with that Flame Guard.
Is he diving this? He is diving this. He's not done yet. Finds Sadoy. What a hero. Oh my God.
No John from the puck. Trixie, he'll Sleight of Fist onto Sadoy once again. He gets purged. He'll finish him off. Now Go Black. He's in trouble. Trixie won't finish him off because of the disruption. BZZ coming in. That's a dead Shadow Demon. He's in so deep right now. He's got nowhere to go. There's the Echo Stop, and he'll just TP out. Oh, man.
Too bad he didn't have another Remnant, or he could have dropped a Remnant and then come back in and killed them both, because this is Ember Spirit. Of course he can do that.
Yeah. So he TP's back to home. They get the Tier 2 tower, and now Fnatic just walk away with it. Look at this graph. It was kind of even a plummet.
Yeah, I mean, you run Shadow Shaman mid, you've got to get early towers, and Fnatic just did a great job of shutting down the solo mid Shadow Shaman early on. The early roaming from the Tree Ant Protector was really nice. I guess they needed to just park Shadow Demon there, but like that's already a loss for Rox.kis anyway, because the whole point of the Shadow Shaman mid is to get a fast level 6, and if you're dual laning, then you're not getting a fast level 6.
And also, they picked the Shadow Demon and Mirana so that they could lane together, have that set up for the arrow, and if you pull the Shadow Shaman mid to support the Shadow Demon, pardon me, too many shadows.
One of the Shadows.
The Shadow Demon, if you pull him away from the Mirana to be with the Rasta, then you've already kind of won, because now you don't have that potent killing duo.
Yeah, on top of that, No Tails roaming was really good. Not only did he roam mid, he also roamed bottom, set up an early kill for Era, and sure, Era overextended. Fnatic were a little sloppy in the mid game, but just securing the late game tie, basically making sure the laning stage was a tie, was a huge win for Fnatic. And on top of that, Ember barely died this game, 18, 3, and 12. So it's a train wreck.
Arrow from Mirana flies into the Roche Pit, scouts it out, and sees Hani in there. I don't know that Rox.kis can even take a fight in the Roche Pit if they want to contest this. They could try, but it's not.
They can't fight. They have to, but they can't. Like, if they go into the pit, unless they hit a 3-4 hero epicenter with the Veil, they will get team wiped and just probably straight down mid.
Yeah.
So it's too risky to go, but I don't know. You can't not contest it either. Because once Ember gets the Aegis, he's guaranteed himself at least one more item, and that's not just the Ember. At that point, Hani will have his Scythe of Vice most likely within the next like 3-4 minutes. Already has the ultimate orb, went back for Yule Scepter, and yeah, I don't know. They're in trouble. There's only so many ways to say it.
Shiva's not too far away for Elder Titan either. I don't know. If Rox.kis tapped out right now, I wouldn't be surprised. Even though they still have racks, I don't see any potential for them to turn this around. They simply don't have the carry power.
They can win a team fight with a really good, like, 3-4 hero, Epicenter, Veil, Centaur Stomp, Double Edge. Let's say they do hit that. They kill everyone on Fnatic. Aegis is gone. Maybe Trixie makes out alive. Problem is, like, what does Rox.kis do? What's their next plan? Like, they can't go win the game from their top lane. There will be a dive on Trixie, though, but backup is coming.
And actually, roster wards get burned as well. There's your Shackle. Stampede was burned, and Centaur says, no, I don't really want to do this. I'll get the hell out of there. Meanwhile, Solo says, come on, guys, let's get him. So it ends up just being a kill on Solo, and Centaur walks away with all of his cooldowns available, but he'll get Dream Coiled, shackled by the Rubik, and he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, the stolen shackles there, securing the kill. 633 had a second to blink, didn't do it, then tried to TP out.
He had a gem, too.
Yeah, and they lose the gem. That is insult to injury. Rox.kis are a dead team walking. Their draft just doesn't do that well when they lose the laning stage.
Yeah, I mean, we're past that 30-minute mark, and that's usually your kind of golden standard. We'll see in the mid lane. Earth Splitter comes out onto Go Black. Does a fair bit of damage, but Yol is inbound, and that buys his buddy some time. Puck now coming. Will blink forward. There's your Waning Rift. Orb, but the Force Staff from Go Black will keep him safe.
Yeah, I just like the way Fnatic lane it. I think that's the main thing, and this is also why we don't see very much Shadow Shaman mid. It can work, but it's very easily punished. And unlike a hero like Shadow Fiend, Shadow Shaman doesn't come back that well. Like, sure, you still have some lockdown on the hero, but you can get that as support. Running him as a solo mid, if he doesn't have a good start, then it's like, whatever, it's Shadow Shaman, let him farm. Yeah. If it's Shadow Fiend and he gets ganked a bit early, which is the one thing he shares in common with Shadow Shaman, then the Fiend can still be a threat later on with the jungle, and especially on Radiant side. But
yeah, now Puck does have an invisibility rune, and also that gem that he got back. It's actually No Tail's gem. I don't know if they stole it and he stole it back, or if that's just the...
Yeah, the Centaur did lose a gem in the previous fight, so it must have been passed around.
Yeah. So anyway, Hani does have a gem. Dream Coil has just now come up, and they'll find initiation onto Sadoy. He gets caught by Searing Chains, defensive disruption, the jaunt forward from Puck. Go Black throws out the Purge. And there's your Yules. Epicenter coming forward, but it's on the Puck, who's already phase shift. He mitigates so much damage right now, right there. And now Rox.kis, they're in disaster mode. Yol, he's going to be the first to fall. Trixie actually does get shackled. He has the Aegis. They will bring him down, but it's okay. He'll come right back up. Roster wards have already come, and Fnatic can probably just clean him up.
Sticking around. Almost in vision here of Fnatic. Are they going to look to dive him under the tower? Yes, they are. Nope, blinks out just in time. Trixie also missed the Sleight of Fist. There was a hero retreating like in this region. I was just a bit off the mark, and pretty wasted Aegis from Fnatic. But again, even if they get 5-man wipe, they can just go farm the Ember more and secure late game. And Rox probably don't even take a single tower. So yeah. Rox have to win like 3-4 team fights if they want to turn this around.
Yeah, Trixie with 7,000 gold will find initiation onto BZZ, and they'll burn 2 ultimates, the Overgrowth and the Earth Splitter, just for the solo Centaur. And now
nice
Solo
arrow from
forward.
Sadoy, but not enough, and not yet Solo on the run.
And Moonlight Shadow, can they finish him off? Yep, Searing Chain, Sleight of Fist, they still have the gem, so Moonlight Shadow pretty much useless. And now I think this tier 2 tower in the mid lane will fall.
Yeah, 3 dead, and they're diving. Trixie's looking for more. Sleight of Fist, the creep wave. He's got another Battle Fury, and he'll still have gold on top of this. He could have gone for something a bit greedier, like the Lulzy Rapier, but yeah, double Battle Fury is insane damage if you hit a nice Earth Splitter. Almost one-shots the Shadow Demon and does manage to get the kill.
Yep, and there's your Battle Fury coming on the Courier. Rox.kis actually burned the Glyph for the tier 2, and with 3 dead, this should make for a pretty easy high ground push, I think, for Fnatic. They know Sand King has already burned his Epicenter. It's down for another 20 seconds.
They do have to be slightly careful about buybacks, but in truth, only the Shadow Demon actually has one. And who cares if he buys back?
Nobody cares about the Shadow Demon. Sadoy, whoa! He leaps forward right into the party. Yeah, a little over-eager there.
Take me, Fnatic, take me.
He just like leaped into their arms.
I was like checking to see if someone had Force Staff, but no.
No, that was a leap.
That was a legit just like, have your way with me, Fnatic. It's all over.
That was I sacrificed myself for the good of the team.
I feel like Rox.kis is a very strong team, but just very hit or miss on their drafting at times. And there's Yol smoked up with Epicenter. Ready. He has the Veil. Maybe he can hit a good combo.
And Epicenter uses the Veil about halfway through. Connects onto Hani, but there's your Overgrowth, and BZZ just gets completely counter-initiated. Shadow Shaman gets picked off by the Ember Spirit around the backside, and yep, there's your GG. Nothing Rox.kis can do, and, well, Fnatic. I really think it's just a superior draft at this point. The way Rox.kis drafted this, they needed to knock down towers, and Treant was the perfect antidote to that poison.
I don't really see my main. I agree with you, and the main reason is like on paper I liked Rox.kis's heroes okay. I think the main thing was they could have just run Shadow Shaman support, and instead of going for Mirana, Shadow Demon, Sand King, they could have picked up like a Dragon Knight and run him mid instead, and that would have given them much more ability to deal with living armor. Also, a hero that can, in theory, beat a Puck 1v1 mid. It wasn't actually a Puck there, but Dragon Knight much harder to kill than Shadow Shaman. Maybe he gives up a kill or two, but also offers you more later on with a bad start. He's a better comeback hero. He can farm Ancients. He's a bigger threat to take down towers against living armor because you don't have to rely on like the super long cooldown, very valuable ultimate in the Shadow Shaman wards. Like sure, if you drop the wards in the wrong spot, they're useless. But Dragon Knight ult, you can pop it a bit early, still hit a tower.
Much longer duration.
And it would have given them more late game and also an instant stun against Ember. They had the Hex for Shadow Shaman, eventually got a Blink, but yeah, this I like the way Fnatic laned it was smart.
So what's coming up next, LD? You're the schedule man.
Coming up next, we will have next KZ versus Rox.kis, which is scheduled to kick off in 7 minutes. So
okay, so we'll have a short break, and then we'll be coming right back, guys.
You're watching The Summit.